Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to be talking about RNG. The main reason why I brought up this subject is because of this post on Reddit by Stompizor from Counterplay Games. I think this is a good post. I mean, he explains that RNG is here to stay in the game and why he thinks that RNG is a good idea, and goes on to say that people should talk to them and not fight with them, which is all good stuff. Um, RNG. I think that RNG is it's a really odd thing to get upset about. I think that there's certain things that make RNG bad, and there's certain things that make RNG good. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to talk about why we have RNG. Um, RNG, is something that was introduced to games to make to fill the hole that wasn't included in the randomness of card draw. So basically, what happened is when a lot of these games first come out, like card games in general, um, they try and get rid of randomness, and a lot of the time have a resource system where you don't rely on cards. So you get the resource every single turn. You get one resource, and so that takes out this massive element of randomness to the game. This is not necessarily a bad thing anyway, but so what starts happening is you start thinking, well, where is the element of this is a card game that has random draw and stuff? There's not really much point if we're just putting powers down in the exact same order nearly every single game. So there needs to be something that changes up the game a little bit and makes something happen that's different, so that games are a little bit different. Um, I think that this is a good reason for RNG in certain circumstances, but the main point is that RNG is a good thing because of that. It makes it so that instead of at the beginning of the game you're worried about the cards that you have and stuff, it's more later in the game you're worried about what the effects and things are going to do. Um, Generally speaking, though, we should hope that the game stays skill based. I really like Duelyst. I think that they've got it on point with the cards, and the cards that do have these random effects are still not crazy and silly anyway. So yeah, uh, personally, I think the most overpowered card in the game is this one, Doltress. This card is just it has a random element in it, but that's not what makes it overpowered. Um, so you got a 5/3 card for 4 points, which is reasonable. And then when it dies, it summons a 0/10 in a random space. That is where the randomness is of this card. That's got 0/10, and I don't think here that they made this card overpowered because of the random positioning of the tombstone. But like it is overpowered. It's a silly card. I really don't understand how for 4 points that this is acceptable. Like this is okay. Do you know? I mean, I think maybe I overstated how badly I feel about that card. I want to get a set myself to play test it myself and see how I go with it. But yeah. Anyway, RNG is generally a good thing. I hope that people can get on board with this a little bit more. I think people are seeing games like Hearthstone where the game's competitive scene is getting destroyed by RNG, and I think that is what's making people scared. And I don't think that is the direction that Duelyst will go with. Um, I think yeah, I just don't believe that's to be the case. I think Duelist is going to stay as a skill-based game. It's going to have RNG elements in there, but there'll always be thinking about keeping the game consistent. I hope that people can get on board with that sort of ideology anyway. Um, the other problem with RNG, of course, is if you get too much of it, even a skilled player can have bad luck with the RNG gods and lose lots and lots of games, and that makes it very hard to get up the ladder. And you end up, I mean, I remember trying to get to rank 1 in Hearthstone, and I was getting something like 60% wins because I had to rely on so many random elements, and people were saying that that was good at the rank that I was. I forgot what rank I was now. It wasn't that even that high, and the idea was that I would just have to farm and farm and farm and farm. And I know that that happens as people get better at the game. I appreciate that, you know, Duelyst will have, as time goes on, there will be more and more skilled players that will come to the game, and it will be harder and harder to get Diamond and S rank. But um, I don't think it was necessarily skilled players that I was playing against in Hearthstone. I think it was just a case of not even my deck was better than theirs or their deck was better than mine. It was just randomness, and I think that that can kill your enthusiasm for the game. So I hope that they will have a balanced approach to RNG in the future. I think they have so far. Duelist has definitely done well in adding enough randomness to the game now, but not going too far with it. Before, when I say before, I mean when they used to have a 2 card draw and um, no random effect cards. Whereas now that they've added a few random effect cards, well, yeah, more random effect cards. I can't think of any major random effect card that really bothers me. Um, One thing I will say though, that you know, I hope that they do change is let me get to it. Uh, Vitruvian, this guy. I hope yeah that they make this Iron Devilish not on a random space. It is irritating that when it was a rush when it was rush, it was understandable that it didn't go to a random space. But now it doesn't have rush. It kind of feels like you should be able to place it where you want to place it. And I don't think it would make it overpowered if you could place this. I think that's the only random thing that kind of I don't like. I don't want to say any more than that. I just think that should be um, something that you can place where you want. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please comment on this. I mean, I welcome comments. I hope that people you know, I encourage people to comment. I hope maybe even comment on the Reddit. I mean, you know, you don't actually have to comment on my thing anyway. I think this is something that should be talked about. I understand that people might not like RNG, but I think it's here to stay, especially in online um, games. Well, I suppose you can't really have RNG in other games. Anyway, um, I hope that you like, share, and comment. Please subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate it. See you.